Can I give you a confidence tip? When you're anxious or scared, the rate that you breathe is gonna go faster, right? So your heart starts pumping faster. And that's why you kind of feel, you kind of feel like the room is spinning, you're terrified. It's because you're breathing quickly, your heart is pumping, and your heart is ready to flight or fright. So if you want to be more confident, then when you start to feel, right, your breath increasing, you slow it down. How do you slow it down? First, you need to recognize, okay, it's going, it's increasing. Then you need to stand in a way where you're open. You're not bending yourself, right? Because that's gonna make it worse. Open up your lungs, open up your shoulders, and open up your legs. They should be at least like maybe like a step apart. So your body is open. When your body is closed, that is fear. That is a fearful state. That is your body, sort of bringing itself back to itself because it's scared. It wants that comfort, right? But if you're trying to speak and be confident and even genuinely in public, you don't walk slanted. You walk very open. And like just that will increase your confidence. Just that will give you a lot more assurance because you're not breathing quickly. Your body doesn't feel like it has to run right now. Because when you start, it starts beating faster, that's what you're indicating to your body that there's a threat, right? Which, maybe if you're not used to speaking consistently for a long period of time, giving a speech, speaking in front of a group of people, yeah, when you're in that space, maybe your body sees it as a threat, but it's not a threat. You're not going to die, right? And then also you need to take away this feeling of being embarrassed. You need to take away this feeling, right, that being embarrassed is a threat or making a mistake is a threat. How many variables in a day do you control? How many things just randomly occur in your day, right? It's the same thing with a speech or something that happens that's awkward or embarrassing, right? So many of those things are just parts of life. So it's the way that you handle it, right? Like there's gonna be a difference when, maybe I do something quote unquote embarrassing, right? And I stare at you like embarrassed, right? You have you hold that ending, right? So let's say it's like a braid, you're holding the end of the braid. But then right, if I come back and like, let's say I do something embarrassing and I start laughing and I'm like, oh, like, and I make conversation, then I hold the end of the braid. I hold the end of the conversation, right? So when I hold the end of, I end it on my note, then I get to decide how it goes. But if I allow you to end it on your note, right, then now I'm going to go home and I'm going to overthink. I'm going to be anxious, right? So you have to be in a position where so that you're ready to hold it.